Hey, welcome back everybody. You're listening to Ultimate Affiliate Marketing. I am your host. It's Paul Motley here, live here on a Saturday night. And if you listened yesterday, you will know that I recently did an interview in someone else's group, Wilhelm Winold. And he's doing super cool things, and he asked me to come on his show. And I literally had been, I interviewed him on this podcast like a couple of days back, and we said, let's do it again. We had some good fun. He goes, why don't you just come on my group? And I went, cool, yeah, we'll do that. So yesterday I decided that we were going to have, do that. And, I've been trying to find a way to download the video. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to play the video in the background. So you might hear some strange little knockings around and that's just me moving around. But the video is going to be on, and hopefully it's going to pick up the sound. It's about 30 minutes long, so it is well worth the listen, because I've got to be honest with you, I do drop some serious stuff on this one. I spoke to Wilhelm before, and he goes, well, what style do you want it? And he said, just do whatever you're comfortable with. He says, well, obviously, it's just a fresh audience for me, so what if I drop some of the best stuff out there right now? What if I just don't do fluff? What if, your audience is going to get some real proven truths about how I get commissions through Clickfunnels, how you can go from like 0 to 4,000 and get that Dream Car award. That's what we did. And that is what's going to come up for you right now. So just bear with me as I hold this up. And when I hit play, hopefully it's going to sound pretty cool for you.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Wilhelm Winold here, and today, as you can see right here on my on my right, I've got a special guest with me here today. Someone I'm really excited to bring on. He's a Clickfunnels super affiliate. Most of you already recognize his name, or you've heard about him in the past. And I've been promoting this interview in the past week here, and he's, like I said, a super affiliate with Clickfunnels, one of the top affiliates. He runs his own podcast where he publishes every single day, called the Ultimate Affiliate Marketing. I remember ever since I got started with affiliate marketing, and ever since I got started with Clickfunnels, he's always been big, one of the top names in the industry. So he's also a Clickfunnels Dream Car winner. And next week, spoiler alert, you'll see him in the Clickfunnels affiliate group on the Momentum event. And he also left UK for sunny Spain, where he's tuning in from right now. It's Paul Motley. How's it going, my friend? Thanks for coming on.
Dude, it's an honor. Super appreciate you having me on, and thanks for the sort of like the big welcome. I hate talking about myself; it's terrible, but it's kind of like it's always interesting in other people's take, and it's just great to be here, man.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah. Honestly, like ever since I got started back in early 2019, and you were always one of the big names when it comes to being an affiliate for Clickfunnels and promoting them. And obviously, you earned the Clickfunnels Dream Car award back in 2019, which is definitely something I want to be talking about here today. And we've got a bunch of people jumping on live and a bunch of questions before this too about that. So we're definitely gonna dive into that. So. But I want to hear your backstory, really, how you got started and how you got into Clickfunnels and being an affiliate, Paul.
The backstory has kind of been repeated so many times, it's almost like a well-rehearsed thing now. But the story is, I ran my own business we ran our own business for about 24 years, right? So when the internet started happening and everything else like that, we had to find a way to sort of build leads from the internet. And we started seeing a bunch of stuff on there, and I started using a company called Lead Pages, and we went on using that. But I already had like a few side things going on, trying to make money online and all that sort of stuff, which had been happening for years, right? And what I started finding was, the more that I got into like the Clickfunnels group, not just like the main official group, but also noticed that they did have an affiliate program. So of course that sort of like triggered a few light bulbs there, and went into that and started seeing screenshots of people earning serious money. I'm not talking about like a couple of $100 here, I'm talking about hundreds and thousands and beyond. And it was crazy. And I thought, you know what? I'm paying this money out each month. If I can recommend it to a few other people, then I can get my account for free. Right? It's a common story. But all the time, I'm still trying to use the software for what it was built for, which was to help build our business. And we actually got featured on, this is how long ago it was now, too. I think it was, I know the exact date because it was on Valentine's Day 2017, right, on the Clickfunnels blog, because we put some feedback. We'd used ClickFunnels, we moved over from lead pages, used ClickFunnels to generate leads for our business, and we spent about $400, and I think I worked it out that we made about $42,000, right? So we got that many leads, we had to kind of switch the campaigns up because couldn't keep up with it, right? And going on from there, I started chatting to my personal trainer at the time down at the gym, about it, because he was trying to get things online himself. He was, noticing what he was putting out on his Facebook, and if I could talk to him, then, as much as possible, it got me out of doing more reps. So that was kind of like how that worked. I would literally be trying to, if you give me like 60 seconds between the reps and the sets and all that sort of stuff, and I'd be like trying to talk to him about this thing. And go, come on with it. So, long story short, he actually signed up for ClickFunnels. I helped him go from doing one-on-one training in the gym to now running an online coaching business for fitness. So he's completely free of the gym. So, it's one of those stories where you just think, oh, that's amazing. And what I found was I went from being the person who was asking all the questions in the groups to the person that was answering all the questions, because it was something that I'd already gone through myself. I'd learned the software in and out. And what I found was that there was so many people still searching for brands. And a lot of it was dead simple as well. It was kind of like, oh, I really need to do this, I need to do that. And I must have gone through hundreds of thousands of private messages or getting on Zoom calls with people, just showing them or giving them templates, showing them how to make it and, change it around. And what was interesting was that a lot of these people didn't actually have a ClickFunnels account at the time. So it was kind of, I was just like trying to help people out and see what they're doing and naturally assuming. And then people say, okay, well, have you got a link so I can join? I'm like, well, yeah, okay, cool. But I thought you already used it. Oh no, I was just doing that. So yeah, that's how I built up the first 20 accounts, I guess, which was looking about $1,000 a month, which was at the time, which was like, wow, suddenly light switching on, this is serious, it's going to actually make a difference. So it kind of progressed from there, but I always knew there was a little part of it. I was seeing other people getting Dream Car awards and stuff like that, and at the time, back then, I think there was only 40 or 50 people which actually achieved that, and a lot of those seemed to have big audiences already. So, it was kind of really easy for them to hit that, because they would say, okay, well, we're going to do this now, and you need ClickFunnels to do it, and everyone would just go, okay, let's go get it, right? So that's kind of how that worked. But for people with no audiences, it became almost unreachable unless they put the hours in, unless they did that. And of course, if you got 200, 300 people, all in the ClickFunnels groups, and doing the same as what I was doing, then the saturation would happen, and it wouldn't be very easy to do. So you do have to start thinking slightly outside the box. And one of the key things that I found was, if I reverted back to what we were using in ClickFunnels for in the first place, which was to help grow our business, then why not just find other people that want to help grow their business too, right? I'm talking to, just going for, and even 3-4 years ago, there was this big thing of people wanting to build up agencies and stuff like that. But they were relying on so few customers and charging them a lot. They were charging $1,000, $1,500 to run the Facebook ads and that sort of thing. Sure, they were collecting an affiliate commission at the same time, but if just one customer disappeared, you could be looking at a 30-year income disappearing as well. So it kind of made it really important. I thought, well, sure, yeah, I don't want 10 or 20 bosses, but what if I could just give them the system, give them the process, set it up for them, and let them go for it themselves? And that's the key thing that made all the difference. And that's what went from like 20 up to 60. So that's kind of like how that all started working there. And what we found as a business, if we were paying for ads or anything like that, and it was getting a return on investment, then of course we're going to stick with it. I mean, I remember like a little A5 booklet that was circulating around. It just went out to the local area. It cost maybe $50 a month. Now, we wouldn't get many jobs from it, but if we just got one job, it would pay for the advertising for the whole year. So, of course, I was never going to quit on that ad, right? I was never going to stop printing, going into that publication. And what we then did was thought, right, okay, how can we plug the gap from like 60 to the 100 to get to that Dream Ca status? And it was all well and good. You could go out and watch 100,000 YouTube videos if you like, but the key thing was getting coaching. So I started looking at who'd already got to that point. And this works for a lot of businesses, right? You look and see who's already achieved what you want to achieve, find out how they did it, and replicate what they did to get there. That's what made the difference. That's what plugged the hole. That's what made it up to that magic 100.
Right. Oh, dude, I love that. I love that backstory, and definitely like you can definitely see like the different stages that you hit as well. Like first off, like starting off, not talking about Clickfunnels because you're already using that for your business, right? But as an affiliate, like on its own, you had like 3 different stages, right? Like starting off like those 0 to 20 affiliate stores, is helping people in the Clickfunnels group realizing that a lot of them, they don't actually have Clickfunnels yet, and they're in the group, they already know about Clickfunnels, so they're really close to signing up. So you're kind of getting that low-hanging fruit, right, and acquiring them for the first 20 or so. And then from that, you went on to helping other local or smaller businesses, right?
Yeah. And that's the thing that I would recommend a lot of people doing, because the thing that took from, really pushed over the edge was paid ads. And these days, paid ads, running paid ads for being a Clickfunnels affiliate is, they're super tight, they're super hot on it. There's lots of do's and don'ts. And if you don't know what you're doing, you'll burn through cash real quick, right? So, and if you infringe, you could also get banned. I know they took out a bunch of people simply because they weren't following the rules that they set out around sort of this time last year. And they said they don't care how big the affiliate is or whatever like that. You break the rules, you got. So and it's, for me, being around for a while, it's been noticeable which ones have disappeared. That makes sense, right?
Yeah.
I was just thinking about a couple today, thinking, I haven't seen them online for a long time. They're not in the groups anymore. There's a good chance that, they wouldn't just walk away from the income. I think they might have just got banned, right? and I don't want to be one of those guys, right? So there's different ways of doing it. If anyone's just starting that now, then sure, you've got to have a systemized look about how you actually build your business as well. Because we are lucky, we actually get like commission reports with names and email addresses, right?
Yeah.
Now, I'm guessing that not many people, even of affiliates, even if you've only got 10 accounts or 20 or 30 or 40, I'm guessing you haven't actually downloaded those affiliate commissions, seen the names, seen the email addresses, and put people into a list, right? So you can talk to them so that you can actually help them specifically, not spam them with all kinds of different offers, but just try and find out what they're using the software for, be a bit more personal on it. Like I said, segment the list out. I have something which gets sent out as soon as someone signs up for ClickFunnels, which allows me to segment what type of business and what the reason is that they signed for in the first place. So because it's like through Active Campaign, there's like 4 or 5 different options, and depending on which link they choose, that applies a tag, right? And then if they're looking to grow their business in a certain way, or if they're into e-com or something like that, it will apply that tag, and then I'll only send them emails based on that, right? So because into e-com and then another one's into coaching, you send them the same email, it's not going to be important to them. They're not going to open it. They're not going to think, this guy again trying to sell me shit, right? So segment your list out and make sure that you keep that consistency through your marketing, and not just for people that have already signed up, but also if you're using bridge pages and stuff like that, make sure that you segment people out that way as well, because it would be, it's really surprising to know that segmenting and being clever with your actual email marketing, it just makes so much difference. And of course, if you can keep feeding the machine, keep bringing those leads in, then of course your business is going to grow exponentially as well.
Exactly. I hope everybody, did you catch what Paul just explained? Honestly, that was gold right there. I agree with you. Like, a lot of people don't download reports and like do it. I've got a folder that I download like weekly or daily. As often I see a lot of commissions coming in, I download the reports and I put them into a folder. So I have all the times I have all the reports, like in case something would go wrong and I don't get, paid a commission I was supposed to get. And then what you do is you download those reports and you put those names into your autoresponder, right? And you shoot out an email and you ask them like, hey, what are you using ClickFunnels for? How can I help you? How can I make sure that you succeed with ClickFunnels? Because if they sign up to ClickFunnels, which a lot of people do, and you don't, and they don't earn any money with it, like, they're gonna cancel, right? So you're ensuring that they stay with it consistently, right? And you keep earning that recurring commission, and you work your way slowly but surely, not even slowly, but like surely consistently up to the Dream Car and 100 affiliates. That's goal, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm just gonna add a little bit of why it's important to actually do it and the tangible results that you can see. I mean, back in the day when I wasn't doing it and I was just like blindly just trying to throw ads out, trying to get as many people as possible, my churn rate got up to like 32%, because people will just see something, they'll sign up for it, they'll never hear from anybody else apart from the company, and they don't get the one-on-one help, and it's kind of like, that's it, okay, right, 14-day trial, or they forget, they've signed up for something, and then the 14-day comes up, they get charged a monthly fee, and they go, oh my God, what's that just come out of my account? And cancel. My churn rate now is less than 1%.
Wow. That is crazy. So that's because you're following up with them, right? And you're like genuinely helping them, and as well, like tagging them inside of your autoresponder and making sure that you have different email set up based on what they need help with, right?
Yeah, exactly. And it's relative to the individual that way, because if you're sending something very specific to them based on their actions and based on what they're doing and how they want to try and achieve success themselves, then obviously your emails are going to get opened, they're going to find more value in it, they're going to stick with it, and the lifetime customer value for ClickFunnels goes way beyond as well. I mean, I can tell you now, that first person I signed up is still using it. So when people talk about like high ticket and that, says, oh yeah, I'd much rather get like a $500 sale one-off than having to get that. But believe me, if you can get your churn rate down, then lifetime customer value will surpass high ticket sale. But there's still plenty of room for high ticket. I mean, personally now, I have like an 80-20 split. 80% of my time is set on passive income, 20% on high ticket, because I know that 20% could also, in some months, pass the whole 80% of income, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So
totally.
You don't want to split out one from the other. It's always a good idea to do a little of both. So that kind of just makes sense. And of course, if you're smart as well, then you don't just sell them one thing. Right. I mean, my parents, they once ran a cleaning business, and I said, well, you don't just want to sell them cleaning the home. You want to sell them the driveway cleaning. You want to sell them the window cleaning. You want to sell them the gutter cleaning, the pool cleaning. Do you know what I mean? There's all these things. You've got a customer base there. Sell them more stuff.
Exactly.
Right. So my initial thing was, okay, right. Well, if someone's looking to grow the business online, they can use ClickFunnels. That's great. What else are they going to need? An autoresponder. Brilliant. I use ActiveCampaign. I'm an affiliate of ActiveCampaign. Let's give them some, follow-up systems that they can use specific for their business too. Because guess what? that's going to encourage them to do better. It saves them time. If you've got and I've shot videos before which actually shows people how to install the templates, how to get them up and running, how to change them, how to add their own links and stuff like that, because that saves them, again, the obstacles that people might have with technical stuff, and they can just crack in with it, and just makes more sense. And of course, guess what? Your average customer commission per month goes up. Yep. So if you can start working towards, I would say a good target would be try and build up your average commission per customer up to about $100 a month. And there's a few different ways of doing that as well. So like I said, the email autoresponder, the ClickFunnels software itself, there are various things out there now as far as like messenger bots and stuff like that. Some of those have affiliate programs. There's also social proof apps to increase your opt-in rates and stuff like that. It's one that I use in particular from Kevin David. That's got an excellent affiliate program on that. He normally does a yearly special occasion, and you can get like $300 in one go, or you just get monthly. So you're adding that up each time. So you divide your income based on how many customers you've got, and try and work it up to that 100, because then you can start building up from it there again.
Paul, that is so good. Everybody's loving it. Everybody's jumping on live, loving it. Leslie, massive golden nuggets. Maddie, that's gold. I couldn't agree more. You guys, 1% churn, that is unheard of. And I think you share some really, like they said, like golden nuggets that a lot of people, you don't hear a lot of people talking about, like the back end of things. How do you keep that churn from going up? Like how do you work it down so that you have a higher, like you say, higher customer, you make more money off them as a customer on the long term, right? Instead of just a one-time payment. And a lot of people don't talk about that. Like most people just talk about like how do you get ClickFunnels signups, and that's it. And there's a lot of people talking like, oh, it's solo ads, it'll get you 20 signups in a week. But yeah, sure, but like 0% of them are gonna stick because it's shit leads, right? And I think you just talked about something very important there, like keep selling them first of all, so you make more money off them. Like you said, like what's the follow-up problems? What are the obstacles that they're gonna face? Like once they sign up to ClickFunnels, they're gonna need an autoresponder. So I was thinking like, what's the follow-up issue? How can I help them out and keep selling them, right? Keep making more money and keep providing value. That's so good.
Exactly. I just got to give a quick shout out because we're in trouble now. Lyndon's on, so there's always trouble when they're watching.
Aussies always bring trouble. So yeah, we should have picked another team, another time. Yeah, look at this guy. Yeah.
he's not getting. He's naked. It's fine. It's okay.
Awesome. But what you talked about there essentially is like keep helping people that you sign up, like keep helping your affiliates. It's essentially what you're doing. Like you keep helping them. I think that's something that a lot of affiliates don't understand and they get wrong, which is why they don't succeed and they see a few signups and then they drop, is because they think that's all they have to do. Like ClickFunnels is doing the fulfillment for me. Like, yeah, sure. But a lot of people who sign up to ClickFunnels, they don't stick with it. I don't know, but like ClickFunnels signs up a ton of new trials every day and only a few of them stick. So you have to, if you want to maximize your chances, you have to do the follow-up, right? And keep helping people. Sorry about that. There we go. We're glad to be here.
Yeah, you're running out. You need a Lucasade or something, man.
Yeah. Low battery. I'll let you do the talking. You're crushing it. I wanna ask you this though. You talk about like the first 20 signups, helping people, first 60 signups, helping local businesses and small businesses, and like that, then the like last 40% there was really getting a mentor, getting some coaching. How early is that something you regret not doing earlier, or how early would you say it's appropriate to get a mentor to help you?
I mean, I wasted way more money than I had to. Seriously. I mean, back in the day when I first started learning about Google Ads, which is, a long time ago, right? I had a book, which was like Ultimate Guide to AdWords from Perry Marshall. And in the preface of it, he was talking about what he called Google tax. And Google tax was basically people blindly not knowing what they're doing and just trying to get ads out there and just wasting a ton of money. And the same goes for Facebook ads, same goes for YouTube ads, any ad platform. If you don't know exactly what you're doing or employ someone to do exactly what they should be doing, you're going to waste a lot of money, and it can happen very quickly. I remember a certain instance, probably 12, 13 months ago, people just right before they Clickfunnels stopped people using direct linking, which means, putting an ad onto Google Ads, which looked like Clickfunnels, but it was actually your own affiliate link, right? That's what it's called, direct linking. They're completely banned that now. You cannot do that. And a couple of people got it slightly wrong, and which meant those people which work at number one spot at the time, the people who were slightly getting it wrong, that misunderstood the information they were giving, they were hitting number two, but it drove up the price per click so high for those people on number one. One guy blasted through like $6,000 in one day.
That's painful. That's really painful.
Yeah, because he wasn't checking his account through the day, right?
Yeah.
Anytime I run ads, I will check every 4 hours. Whatever platform it is, mainly just to see if there's anything gone slightly wrong. If it's, for example, Facebook has flagged it, or the click-through rate has gone down massively, or the click cost has gone up dramatically, anything like that, I will check every 4 hours. It's sometimes you can just check it on your phone as well. There's apps to do that. It takes a second. Doesn't matter where you are, what you're doing. You can always keep tabs on it. And I think that was kind of like one of the things that they said, okay, well, we're going to stop. We're going to stop people from doing direct linking. You want to do bridge pages, that's fine, but here's a bunch of trademark keywords you cannot use, which stops all this crap about people getting stung and people get complaints, because guess what, who they complain to? They don't complain to the person who told them this, this way of doing things. They complain to the company.
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't complain to the company, they complain to the ombudsman or, the authorities and things like that, the credit card companies, which then gets the company into trouble. And, it's a world of shit. So don't be doing it.
Yeah.
But I just want to touch on what you were saying before about, I must have been through everything. I went through like the various sort of like viral funnels, whatever you want to call them. And I think there was one which promoted the use of like solo ads. So, you would get trials because people would come through and then have very simple instructions. It would be like, download this funnel, change all the affiliate links, send traffic. And that was kind of it. And it just promoted, it was just, the quality was rubbish. And the churn rate would just go straight up, and you just weren't getting anywhere with it. And I think they've kind of they've tried, Clickfunnels themselves, the affiliates, the ventures and stuff, they've tried to get people away from that. So it's all about value rather than copy and paste.
Right.
And that is one of the key things which made all the difference. But like I said, you can go out and spend a shit ton of money. But I would rather now spend $500 or $1,000 on a coach or a mentor than go and spend $500 or $1,000 on ads without knowing it's going to work.
Right. Exactly. So such a good point there, honestly. Like, instead of, because I've been there myself, right? Like, when I first got started, I listened to all the gurus, I listened to all the hype, to the viralness, and everybody says, like, use paid ads, like, just download this funnel and use ads, and it's or send the traffic, right? And it's a good way to lose money. It's a good way to ensure that you're going to lose money. There's no structure behind it, no real marketing behind it. It's just fluffy stuff out in the air. And like you say, like, rather focus on results, like who's had results, who's done the work, who's already been there and can help me, and instead focus on spending money on that. It's so golden. That's something I asked that question like in that kind of way, if you regret not doing it earlier, because I know I did. Like, I that's when things changed around for me. Like I spent over a year and a half trying to figure this thing out on my own, and it was awful. So I know how important it is to get a mentor and get it as early as you can. We got Frederick right here. Let's see, 500 I'll spend on a mentor. Yeah, I mean, you can't spend enough money on a mentor, honestly, because it accelerates your growth and your cash flow too when it's a good one. So Paul, that was amazing. I could not be happier with how this interview has gone and how you just over delivered, and you talked a lot about the things that you don't hear anybody talking about. And if you want more of that, if you want more of Paul and talking about having a mentor, if you want someone in your ears every single day, I highly recommend you go and check out his podcast called Ultimate Affiliate Marketing. There will be a link in the description. Paul, what do you talk about on your podcast other than like all the goals we already talked about?
The podcast really was it's my way of really giving back without asking much in return at all. All I ask is people to listen to it. And I've said this and I repeat it a lot on the podcast itself. I say, and I tell people, all of the stuff that you would normally go out and pay for or buy, you get for free inside my podcast, because I will just basically just tell them everything. We didn't get time to talk about this, and I nearly so closely did as well. A couple of episodes back, I talked about way of going from zero to $1,000 a month, right? And went into great detail on how to do it. And anybody can do it, right? This is not rocket science, right?
Yeah.
So, and that is like going from 0 to 20 affiliates. And I'm not talking about spending, your next lifetime and this next lifetime and your family's lifetime all on Facebook and social media. I'm talking about real things you can start today to actually get to at least 20 affiliates with Clickfunnels, and that will give you about $1,000 a month. And that's one of the things I remember doing that episode, and I thought to myself, oh man, should I really be giving this information out for nothing? And I thought, you know what, people listening, this is where I want to put that stuff. People are happy enough to listen to my podcast, I'm just going to give them everything. I'm just going to tell them all, I recently sold, another program for about $300, and on my podcast, I just told them everything about it for nothing.
Yeah.
Right? So anyone that was listening got all the detail.
It's gold.
That's do it.
It's amazing, you guys. It's exactly what Paul is saying here. He literally, I've paid more for courses and stuff in the past than what I get for free from Paul's podcast. And you launch a new episode every single day. You're being active and consistent with it. So for everybody on live right now, drop a hashtag Dream Ca down below, and I'll send you a link for the podcast. For those on the replay or watching anywhere else, the link is down in the comments and in the description. It's called Ultimate Affiliate Marketing. You can find it on Spotify. That's where I listen, or anywhere you can listen to a podcast too, right, Paul?
Yeah, any good podcast platforms. That's the only way of putting it, right?
Yeah, exactly. Awesome. Hey, Paul, thank you so much for coming in here and totally over-delivering, revealing all the back-end secrets, how you want to Dream Ca and how you proceed and continue to be a huge affiliate in the space. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it, man. Love being on. Loved it.
Awesome. Catch you guys later, and check out the podcast called Ultimate Affiliate Marketing. Talk to you later.
So that finished off the interview that I did in Wilhelm's group, and to be honest, I did have good fun with it, and there was a lot of stuff on there that just kind of flowed, really. I just wanted to make sure that I gave his audience as much value as possible, and it's like everything, and I'll repeat it again, if you listen to the podcast, you are going to hear and learn about all the good stuff. You're going to hear about the secrets. You're going to hear about the tricks, the tips, the hacks, the shortcuts, whatever you want to call it. And that's the point of me doing the podcast, is to help as many people as I can. So anyway, that is going to conclude it for this evening. And I wish you all a good Saturday. And I'm going to catch you all again tomorrow.